Welcome back to the Spearhead cast, everyone. I have a big 4v4 here with you guys, an Eastern Front fight. Let's go through the players, shall we? On the Axis side, we have Smiley playing as the Mthis. We have Skidon playing as Wehrmacht Panzer Division. Hawk Evie playing as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And Stoklomolvi himself playing as Jäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Also, we see that Smiley has now gone for Sturm Tactics, okay. On the Soviet side, we have Silver Wolf as Shock Division. Theo as Motor Division. The Airfed as also as a Motor Division. And Smokey as a Shock Division. Ooh, we're gonna have a lot of varied weapons here for the Soviet Union. A lot of T-345s late game. This should be very interesting. Now remember, this is a 4v4, so I might not be able to have an eye on all the battles going on. But I'll try and focus on whatever I can. We also have a victory point game, so the match might not be as long as normal. But it's 1,000 points, so it could still be a very long match. Because the Soviets pushing up here into this industrial area. Looks like it's some kind of coal mine. Yeah, it looks like some kind of coal quarry. Got some Volksgrenadiers trying to into position here. The conscripts are showing themselves to the building. But the Volksgrenadiers should have the advantage here due to the truck, and there's only one window. Throwing a brand flash in. Storm Pioneers are trying to flank though. Soviets have to be very careful here. Got some Fontoviki coming out already here for Silver Wolf. Some trained professional Soviet troops. Ooh, those Storm Pioneers taking heavy losses. That's a Molotov close range. Oh, right on the Pioneers. Oh, that's painful. It's only up to the Volksgrenadiers now.
Infantry squad has been killed.
And on the northern flank, we have the SS pushing up towards this other industrial complex which the Soviets are taking over. Or perhaps they've liberated. Who is to say? We have some fighting in the center here. The Soviets might have the advantage thanks to being able to hold the victory point. This large factory might provide a little bit of a harder point for the Germans to deal with. We'll see what happens. Kulvang is providing support fire for the Pioneers here. But it might not be enough. Fontoviki are actually competent. Maxim's coming out, Jeep coming out, lots of Soviet equipment coming onto the fields. Got some Wallonian volunteers here, Wallonian Legion. A lot of Wallonians actually, I guess it'll be up to the Flemish here, or not Flemish, the Wallonians, my bad, two different peoples. The Wallonian far-right extremists here to keep the Soviets at bay. Oh, we also have some Storm Grenadiers here present. Some actual Germans. The SS have a lot of foreign troops, which was a very SS thing to do if you're wondering. They recruit a lot of far-right extremists from many occupied countries. Which gave the Waffen-SS not a group of manpower to recruit from, and there were a lot. Well, not a lot, but there was definitely a noticeable amount of far-right extremists who were willing to give their lives for the Nazi cause against communists. A lot of people really don't like communism. Especially in that time, there was a lot of Red Scare going on in Europe and many other places. It looks like we have triple Storm Grenadier here for Stoklomolvi here in the town. And he's going Jäger, so that probably means scoped STGs later on, which will definitely make him win out in these cover-based engagements. Looks like the Leibstandard is not going to have an easy time securing this out in the open, though. The Wehrmacht and the Volksgrenadiers are trying to push up, though, to secure ground. But they're being pinned down by the Maxim. And the Wallonians are slowly having issues dealing with all the Soviets in these close quarters engagements. But it seems like they forced the Sappers to run. More conscripts are coming in, though. More coming up for the Soviet Union in the center here. Soviets are doing too well on holding an orphan flank. We do have a Maxim squad now, though, with body armor. The Kugelwagen is my flank. You have a brain carrier coming out for the Soviet Union, though. Grenade! Ooh. The Kugelwagen might have it here if it can get some good shots off. But no, the Kugelwagen's gonna get away. The Bren carrier is just doing its thing. Maxim is pinning down the Germans a lot, though. Rifle grenade going out in the Bren carrier. Missed.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
After it's not gonna have a good time holding the center here, I think.
The static post is now in operation.
So it's definitely proven that they have the advantage early on, thanks to all their cheaper units. The conscripts can provide Soviet players a lot of ground early on, because it's a base squad for 180, which is the cheapest of any base infantry in the game, unless you go specific commanders for the other factions. But all Soviets get access to the conscripts, which means they can cover a lot of ground early if they go for them. We also have some shock troopers now finally here. From 3rd Shock Army, armed with SVTs by the looks of it. The semi-auto rifles. So we have some Panzer Grenadiers here for the Wehrmacht, already being armed with STGs. Probably STGs and MP40s or Flammenwerfer would be good in this kind of environment, who's to say. Both Grenadiers are somewhat trying to get up on the flank. Wallonians are providing support with their own STGs. That's a lot of Volksgrenadiers in one place. Wallonians moving up too to support them. British get to cover the center. Leibstandarte. Well, not Leibstandarte, but Sturm Grenadiers. Actually, those are first SS, so technically they are Leibstandarte. Being armed with MP40s by the looks of it. Oh, Opel Blitz? What is that Opel Blitz doing? Oh, with a Flammen. Is he trying to get around to flank? He might be trying to aim for wherever the Mac. No, he went out with a Flammenwerfer there. I wonder what he intends to do. Armored car coming in. And more Fontaviki coming in too. Yeah, the Storm Pioneer is not in the best position. Yeah, but with your scoped STG, since I kind of suspected would happen. Which is very good usage in this kind of urban environment. And again, I do apologize for not being able to see the entire front line. It is a lot going on in the 4v4. That's a lot of Wallonians clumped up. And that's a lot of assault rifles. More shock troopers have arrived, being armed with the PPSHs. Very potent submachine gun. Looks like shock troopers in this factory is just using the SVTs. Not being upgraded with anything specific yet. Motorized troops in the armored car might need to perhaps get out of there, who's to say. But the SS have kind of lost the northern front by the looks of it. Wallonians and the Wehrmacht are also in a precarious position in the southern flank. Especially with the artillery coming in there. Oh, command looks though for the Wehrmacht. Might give the southern flank a little bit more of a chance. We also have some Sturm Grenadiers here now instead of just Wallonians. Indeed, there's a lack of equipment to deal with this thing. The Panzer II looks. It's also definitely already putting hurt on the Soviets. And the Wehrmacht is going to push now. Now, Soviets are calling a full retreat by the looks of it. Well, they're laying mines though. TM35. One of those mines should be enough to destroy a tank. Ah, the motorized infantry went on top of the building here. I think it's in sight from the roof, but they're being shot from that. Artillery also being called in their position though. Soviets had set up a fort base here by the train station. A smart move considering the map. Meanwhile, the Soviets are also pushing up further here using the stolen German Flammenwerfer here. I don't see these von Tavika surviving long. Oh, someone is T-posing. But the central flank is still held by the Soviets, with a Valentine coming out. So it's not looking good for the SS Panzer division. More Leibstandard on the field though, all being armed with MP40s. Lots of MP40s. The Wehrmacht and the SS have slowly stabilized down here though, but they still need to push further up somehow. Some tank hunters have been present now to deal with the Panzer II. SIS-3 arrived too as an artillery piece. Motorized infantry is trying to get into a proper position, using their RPDs. Wallonians are just holding this part of the central roads, but they are vulnerable to likely a Molotov, which is coming. They did throw a grenade on them, those. Oh, but Molotov hit really well. That gets them inside of these shock troopers here. The Soviets are still pushing through the central front. Soviets overrunning the northern front as well. Very aggressive foot push here. Pack 40 arriving for the Waffen-SS in the north. Wehrmacht is holding the southern area pretty well with their Panzergrenadiers and Volksgrenadiers. I wonder what the plan is with the Volksgrenadiers, what they should be armed with.
Long-range artillery now available.
Artillery coming in on the German position. Oh, that's some heavy artillery. Oh, and this is 3 hits too. Not looking too well for the Germans on this flank. Over the entire front. The Soviets can be a very, very aggressive faction. Shock troops have been armed with DPs by the looks of it. DPM and PPSHs. Whoa, that Flammenwerfer is not going to get close enough, but it is going to be able to the armored car. Panzer II looks on the northern front. Very good choice. But there is a Valentine. But they do have a pack. Pack has to turn though. Using Willipede already. Oh, right on the pack. Oh, that's dangerous. That's the power of white phosphorus right there. They're still manning the pack though. Not penetrating though. Looks like the Valentine is getting away. Southern flank is going to face a lot of infantry combat here soon. A lot of troops have been massed. And we also have an MCHA Sherman coming out for the Soviets. This is the Lend-Lease Sherman provided to the Soviets by the Americans. Oh, and the Red Air Force is coming in too. The Germans are feeling the pressure. But where is Goering when you need him? The MCHA is gonna make very short deal with the Germans here. Oh, and they're being pinned by the Red Air Force. Ooh, they're not gonna last long. Not like this. On the northern flank, the Lux is trying to push up here. Valentine is still present. We have a T-34-76 for the Soviets back there too. And the Schutzkats arrived as well. The Germans might just have to fortify and build up for a counter-attack later. But it might be very difficult at this point. Explosive shot in the pack being loaded. Oh, and hit! That's a dead squad. And this pack is actually doing pretty okay. Oh, Shock has survived to be enforced at the front. Smart. But the Sis 3 is providing artillery on them. Once goes to try and flank. Oh, they get close enough to throw Molotov. German's gonna hold that position. And Valentine is flanking the SS position. But the Valonians might have Panzerfaust here. Oh, Millipede overshot. But did not get the Panzerfaust off. Oh, that's a... But the Lux is trying to flank. No penetrating shot though by the looks of it. Lampard is coming back into the southern flank. Both Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers rushing into the battle. The Red Air Force is coming in though to try and prevent it. Boy, the Germans are really feeling the might of the Soviet Union today. Oh yeah, the Red Air Force is still wreaking havoc on him. But they got taken down. Soviet motorized force is trying to get around here. Elite Odon troops supporting the Yamcha. More artillery coming in from the Sis guns. Soviets are tightening the noose by taking over the central front. They're just trying to fortify on the northern front here. More pack guns coming out. Some more life standard infantry in the field as well. I don't think the Waffen-SS and the Wehrmacht are going to be able to survive for long at this rate. But the Wehrmacht, Panzer Division and the Waffen-SS are trying their best to try and hold this industrial area. But the might of the Soviet Union will make this nearly impossible, I think. Like, that's very clumped up. High explosive shot there could spell disaster. Oh well, there's just a lack of cover in this area. The Yamcha is trying to flank. Load of high explosive shell overshot though. Panzerfaust hit him. And the Sisters keep providing artillery fire on the German lines. Germans have somehow pulled a little bit back here. The Sturm Grenadiers with their scoped SCDs will be able to get a lot of kills here. They are very accurate. And they ignore most of the enemy cover bonuses thanks to their scoped SCDs. It makes them an exceptionally lethal unit. But Schützke is present armed with high explosive shots.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Oh, Molotov right on the building. Very good time with very good timing there with the tank hunters, but they still got burned to death. And while the Red Air Force comes in again for another strafe, but was taken down. Ooh, crashing into the Allies area. You know, it looks like the Germans have had enough of Russian air superiority. A Sturm officer has arrived with the Sturm Pistole. A very fascinating little weapon. E-5476. Let's see what that one intends to do. Oh, the Panzer II is being used as an artillery piece. But yeah, it's a bad timing for it, but the T-3476 is coming. Yeah, one shot is all it takes. Oh, and he rammed he rammed... I didn't know you could ram the anti-tank gun. That is a legit Soviet strategy, by the way, I think. They actually did stuff like that. Soviets could be kinda nuts. But there's a Stuk on the fields. And the Stuk is a very reliable weapon. Katyusha shots though! Oh, that could have been worse. But the Soviets are gonna keep punishing the Germans unless the Germans can push up further. But I don't think those Soviet troops are gonna get out of there unless they're lucky. It looks like they might actually get lucky and get out of there. Valonians are taking back the coal quarry though. Using their Storm Gewehren in the high ground. On the northern flank though we have the more elite Storm Grenadiers with the Scout STGs trying to fight against so many Soviets. Like the shock troopers inside the building. That is a... Oh, they can reinforce though thanks to the truck. Whoa, but the shock troopers did mow them down though. We're trying to push for center, but the Soviets have fortified the center immensely. Yeah, Magda, and the Valonians though are providing good support fire for each other. Because the Vox Grenadiers are good for something. Red Air Force coming in again though. Mostly missing this time. More Soviet weapons are coming onto the field, like a T-45 is coming in. Black Half Track is trying to do its best to take down the... Oh, but the IS-2... Not the IL-2 took care of it. But your flak shots took care of it. Stug E coming up for the Germans in the southern flank. Stug G is still trying to hold the center here. Stug should provide some kind of help, but it's not going to work well against enemy vehicles. We also have Panzer Major present. But he's not in his tank, probably because he couldn't afford the tank with all the things going on. Germans have been kind of starved for resources this battle by the looks of it. But the Panzer Grenadiers have done a pretty decent job supporting the Volksgrenadiers. The Germans need to get a victory point, or they're just going to be bled dry at this rate. Katyusha firing. Oh, hitting right into the SS position. Creating massive casualties. Oh, that's lethal. So he's trying to push up, but the MCHA and the SIS-3 is making it too much. A valid attempt, but not enough. I was like sector artillery coming in here. You have sector artillery in this area. That's definitely threatening the Soviet position a little bit, but the Soviets are still firmly entrenched. Oh, that was a naval buffer. Katyusha firing again. Oh, right here again. Only he's in one rocket. Ow, that is devastating to see. Soviets keep tightening the noose. Another Katyusha firing. There's no pause on the Germans here. Oh, this is the nightmare the Germans face against the Soviet Union and its full might. Double T-45s coming in. This might be like the final big push for the Soviet Union here to end it. I don't see what the Germans could possibly do to stop this. But a Panther has arrived, wow! We see a Panther here for the Jäger division. This might actually be enough to somewhat turn it around, but there's a KV-2 here. Ooh, that's lethal. But the Panther should be able to deal with a KV-2. Oh, we do have a Tiger coming out though for the Panzer Division too. Oh boy, we might actually see some kind of a comeback, who's to say? The Panther is present, and that'll threaten the KV-2 even more. Oh! And there we go, that's the KV-2. It's not the most reliable vehicle. That looked like it was a heavy gun though. Yes, a Soviet house has been established here. And Soviet caliber houses are pretty damn big. But also fairly inaccurate. Oh yeah, I'm not sure the Panzergrenadier is going to be up for this task. High explosive, but overshot, hitting the oil there, I think. Looks like the 85 is going to try and go in for the kill on the Panther though. That Panther is going to have to be really careful. Oh yeah, look at all these devastating shots coming in. This is what it feels like to fight against the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union can become one of the most powerful factions if it gets going. It's like a steamroller just is waiting to happen. Especially in 4v4s, its power gets quite escalated a lot. But we have a Tiger tank. Let's see if the Germans can turn this around somehow. But generally you should not rely on the biggest, baddest tank to get the job done. They can sometimes be very unwieldy. Red Air Force coming in, I think. Indeed, that's Red Air Force. But they got shut down. That's gonna be a relief. Houses, Katyushas are firing though. Ah, down here again. Suppose it is a pretty obvious target. But the Tiger tank is moving. Oh, it didn't penetrate the Sherman. The Tiger is not as powerful as people think, but it's still a good tank. But against the 85s, they might just be able to penetrate it with ease.
We are down to 200 points.
But Tiger tank will definitely be something they have to worry about. Panther's also operational, but the Panther technically has higher frontal armor than the Tiger has, because of its sloping. Oh, Katyusha coming in on the on this area behind the Tiger. Panther getting a flanking shot with the Sherman. That's going to open it up for the Tiger here to get the kill. There we go. A Panther and Tiger working together can actually become a really deadly combo. But if the Soviets can just get closer to throw an anti-tank grenade at this thing. Red Air Force is flying over. More Katyusha shots coming in. Oh, and I hit the gunner. Mthis trying to go in for the kill, but it's pulling back. Smart move, I'd say. And well, you have the Panther still trying to move northwards. High explosive shot over shot again. Tiger has to pull back for repairs. The Tiger's not easy to repair, it'll take a while. Well, that's taking a lot longer to repair than it should. That's not good for the Waffen-SS there. Yeah, now the howitzers are firing. This is Fallschirmjägers are being killed. Oh, expensive loss. More howitzer shots are flying in. Oh, the Germans are just being completely crushed into the dirt here by the Soviet Union. And oh, double Panther though. If they can somehow do it, but this is looking very unlikely with only 100 points left. The Soviet Union is just as devastating. in 4v4s, as I said, the Soviet Union can become really, really powerful. I guess it at least feels like it would be to face the Soviet Union at full might. Like, what do you do against this? Massive artillery, massive air superiority, and massive infantry and tanks. They have everything they need.
75 points remaining. Tactical adjustments need to be made.
I don't think the Germans can pull back a miracle here, but I'll at least try, I guess. Need to take out that Cis free gun. Oh, that Panther already took a penetrating shot. What looks like the 85s and the Mthis are gonna go in for the kill. Command Panther present though.
We are down to 50 points.
Oh, and the Soviet Air Force coming in here for a flanking bomb. Very cheeky move. Tiger's moving to the front line again, but it might be too late.
The enemy is down to 25 points. Victory is in our grasp.
Indeed, Soviet commander. Victory is in your grasp. The German positions have just been overrun. Oh, did he ram with the Mthis? I don't know the Mthis could also ram. I guess that's just a Soviet thing to do. And there we go. Not that long of a match, but very brutal and a lot of clashing here. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye!